Hello, welcome to the Cowboy Show, hosted by Ben Carey and Nick Gronerad, combining expert human opinions with cutting-edge simulation models to help you arrive at the best picks each week. Inside Edge Community. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to today's stream. We've got another exciting day of baseball. Krabs, I just want to know, what is your opinion on the way baseball as a whole is going right now? It seems like there's been a lot of fluke shit recently.
A lot of fluke shit. Extra fluke shit with the side of more fluke shit. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm sick as a dog, but we're powering through. There's been a weird amount of errors this year, and honestly, you and me should hop onto the side after the stream and figure out and dig into the data. But I mean, I bet my left leg that there's more errors up to this point this season than there have been the last 5 years up to this point, because it's absurd. I've never seen more errors. I've never seen more base running mistakes. And this isn't me making an excuse, because I'm big into not making excuses on bets. I'm not blaming a single game or whatever. I'm a firm believer in charging to the game, right? Because shit happens, and hopefully tomorrow stuff will bounce your way. But there's been some crazy fluke shit going on for sure. A lot of errors. The baseballs, players are complaining about it. I know Will Middlebrooks talked about it on his podcast, I think last week, and said that a top 5 player in baseball told him that it's like they're hitting rolled up socks. That's what the baseballs are like right now, that they're not carrying. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I've been to way too many Nats games so far this season, and heard and seen baseballs that were absolutely nuked at Nats Park, a year ago, and now they're not even going to the warning track. So something's up, MLB. I'm on to you, guys. If I get taken out over the next week or two, you know who it was. It was Rob Manfred. Something's going on. The jig is up, but people are on to him. But the primetime overs seem to still hit. I mean, last night, the Yankees game, they scored 20 runs.
Yeah, I mean, courtesy of how many runs in the 8th inning? What was it, 7? I looked, and it was 7-7, and I checked back in 5 minutes, and it was 14-7, still in the same half inning.
Yeah, so I'm assembling a team of about 50 people to form an angry mob, and we're gonna head out there. We're gonna head out there to Chicago, and we're gonna find Joe Kelly, and we're gonna teach him a lesson, because that dude, first of all, that dude is about as washed as they come. He couldn't. You give him 20 pitches to throw his fastball as a strike, and he might hit the zone once or twice. The dude literally couldn't throw a fastball. He had no idea where it was going. Could only throw his loopy curveball that the commentators were saying is so unbelievable, but it looked so good to me. It looked like a little frisbee going in there, and it either got smashed or it either wasn't a strike. I guess he didn't really get hit up that hard. I mean, Aaron Judge had a dinky grounder, which was ridiculous, but the dude can't throw a strike to save his life. He's washed.
Yes.
I'm tired of people saying Joe Kelly's good. He had his time. He's got his statue in LA, but the dude can't throw a strike. And great managerial decision there by the Geese ball over there in Chicago to put in Joe Kelly in his first return back from an injury against the New York Yankees in a 7-7 game. Good call.
Yeah.
Good call, old man. Great call.
Yeah, Tony's doing a good job. He's a Hall of Famer for a reason, right?
I've been saying this since last year. Tony needs to retire.
He needed to retire, he needed to stay retired the first time.
It's like, I compare it to NFL quarterbacks, I guess, how there's not, 30 or 32, what are there, 32 teams or 30 teams? I always get
32 in the NFL.
There's not 32 good quarterbacks. There's just not. There's just not that many to go around. There's teams that just don't have a good quarterback. It's the same thing in the MLB with coaches, with managers. There's not 30 good managers in baseball.
Yeah.
The Nats won a World Series with a bad manager, Dave Martinez. I'm a Nats fan. I'm telling you that right now. I'll say it to his face.
I'm a Nats fan too. Yeah.
Bad manager. Makes a bad managerial decision every single game, and I played high school baseball, and I can see it. People bitch about it in the stadium. You can hear it. It's mind blowing. Tony La Russa. I mean, what are you doing? What are you trying to prove? It's a lose-lose. Like, unless you win a World Series, it's a lose-lose. Why are you still coaching?
Yeah.
It's only hurting your rep. Number one. Number two, you're an idiot. So that's what I got to say. Yeah, let's put in Joe Kelly. You're right. Joe Kelly's back from an injury. Let's just throw him out there against the Yankees in a tie game on
Yeah, no,
primetime TV.
I
What
think
could go wrong?
absolutely
What
nothing
could
could
go
go wrong.
wrong?
Nothing could go wrong.
What could go wrong? I literally texted Delberto. I was like, "What could go wrong here?" And it went wrong.
Yeah, clearly a lot. A lot is the correct answer as to what could go wrong. Better question. Like what will go right?
Oh, not much.
Not from the White
This is
Sox
good. This is
perspective,
like a
at
little.
least.
This is like a. We're gonna change the stream to just a MLB venting.
Yeah,
MLB,
no, we're
MLB
gonna
venting
take
stream.
the bitching hour from the sweat streams, and we're just gonna bring it to the next morning, and we're just gonna sit and bitch about baseball. Baseball's a fun sport to bitch about because it's like so easy to identify what goes wrong, right? With a sport
Yeah,
like
and if
football or a sport like basketball, sometimes there's like one big thing that happens that goes wrong, but it's more so just like many things over the course of a game piling up. In baseball, you can like point to this thing, that's what went wrong, and you can bitch about it more.
Yeah, especially if you know the game. I feel like a lot of people don't know the game as well. NFL, I mean, everyone watches football, right? But baseball, if you know the game, you can point out the little ticky-tacky things, like, putting in this guy instead of this guy or leaving a guy out there too long. There's so many more scenarios in MLB where decisions made can affect everything and absolutely snowball and tumble downhill. Like it did last night. Like it did last night because I was watching the game. First of all, I turned it off. I put on fucking Doctor Strange 1, trying to watch it before I go see the new one. Turned it off, and then I get a notif on my phone that my guy Yo Makata took a ball to absolute nuke town, and tied it up. So I was like, sure, I'll put it back on. And honestly, I take the blame for the L because I put the game back on. Put it on, I see Joe Kelly in there, and I literally go, well, this is chalked. This is caked.
Yep, chalk cake, chalk flavored cake. Made a cake but used ground up chalk instead of flour.
Yeah. Hey, at least the Phillies held on because, to be honest, dude, if the Phillies melted that away and I had the Phillies again in a 6-run lead that they blew in the eighth inning,
Yeah, no, that would have been brutal. So long story short, what is baseball right now? Baseball is weird baseballs, shitty managerial decisions, shitty bullpens, not being able to hold
sloppy.
leads.
I think
Or
I
not
think a
even
good
hold
way to
leads, just
say
keep games close.
I think the one word I would use to describe baseball right now is sloppy. The play is sloppy. The base running is sloppy. I mean, I don't know if you saw the tweet I had with Soto and Josh Bell trying to run the bases yesterday, but I mean, wow.
Yeah, there was a double
sloppy.
play in one of the games. Was it the Nats game? I forget, but there was a double play where both outs were made at third base.
Yeah, that was them.
Nice. I didn't
was the boys-
actually see the video.
That was the boys in red and white.
I'll have to go. I'll have to go check that one out.
Gosh, and Juan Soto looks angry. He doesn't talk to anyone during the games. He's yelling at the umpires now. We might be seeing a Juan Soto exit out of DC earlier than we think.
Yeah, he's turning into a grumpy old man.
I just got the chills. Like it hurts to say because I mean we got this guy until 2025, but number one, he's already super pissed off because we keep taking him to arbitration and we haven't paid him, so he's not getting paid as much as he should. He's making like 17 or 20 mil a year when he should be making 50 mil a year. Number two, his agent is Scott Boras, and he's saying the same thing that I just said out loud to him every single day. Number three, the team stinks. Number four, they won a World Series when he was so young, and he was only on good teams in Nats history, and now the team stinks, and he's the only good player on the team. It's an absolute shift that you don't want when your young guy needs to re-sign in the next couple of years because all he's known is winning his whole career, and now the team stinks, so now he's going to leave. The only thing keeping him in DC is that his younger brother is in the organization, and he's a big family guy. So maybe that keeps him around. I don't know, but I mean, smell you later, Soto. I love you.
Yeah, no,
I appreciate you staying this long.
I can't wait until the 2025 trade deadline when they ship Soto and Josiah Gray and Keibert Ruiz to the Dodgers for a couple of prospects. Sorry, I just gave you like a recurring nightmare.
I mean, imagine.
That. Yeah, no, that would be that would be something.
We get those guys, and then we just trade them back for even more prospects, and it's just a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, dude, I'm more worried that they're trying to sell the team. The learners are trying to sell the team, and I'm hearing some people throw their hats in the ring, and I'm like, well, that person's not as rich as the learners, so I'm a little scared. The DC United owner wants to buy the Nats. Well, I don't know if he has enough bread to go out there and get it and pay anyone. We're gonna turn to the Athletics.
Yeah, no, we'll have to see.
So, I'm scared.
I see Ben in the chat just said Krabs couldn't survive being a Rockies fan. Yeah, I mean,
Dude,
in DC sports, we've had some tortured teams. I mean, I've got the Caps hat on. I don't know, at least as far as in the playoffs is concerned, over the last 20 years, if there's been a team as tortured as the Caps. At least up until the point where they won the cup.
So as soon as you win a cup, all bitching goes out the window. As soon as you win a championship, in my opinion, all bitching goes out the window because everything you dealt with, it goes away. It's canceled out by a ring. That's what I believe in. So we're on the same page, Nick. But as soon as we won the cup, all bitching goes away.
The Caps got one. The Nats got one. It feels like what's going on this year in the Caps Panthers series is just classic Caps. But again, we got a cup, so can't be too pissed off about it. We could sit here and just bitch for an hour. I'm sure we could. I think people would like that.
Yeah, but we should probably go into some of these plays today.
Yeah, let's start talking about some of today's baseball games. So for anybody who is new, here is a quick rundown of how the stream works. We have 5 categories that you can see on the left-hand side of the screen. For each of the first 4 categories, we've picked out a game that fits into that category. It's 4 games that are interesting for 4 different reasons, not necessarily our favorite bets of the day. More so 4 games that the people are interested in. People are going to be tuned into these games. Spark the discussion around today's slate. For each of these games, I have my lean. Krabs will have his lean. And you guys, as the chat, will have the ability to vote on your favorite play in each of these games as well. The last category is the walk-off, where we have our actual favorite bets of the day. Krabs may or may not have his yet. I may or may not have mine yet. And chat, you guys, I'm sure many of you are already prepared. Came to class ready to go with your materials in hand.
Sure.
You'll be able to vote on your favorite play of the day. Also, just got a little NHL injury update. No Crosby tonight for the Pens.
Good, fuck him. He's soft.
Yeah. No, we don't wish injury on anybody, but also fuck Crosby.
No, but Sidney Crosby can rot.
Yes.
That guy's the worst.
Not biased at all. Neither of us are.
No.
I'm not. It's not like
I don't know if
Caps hat or anything.
Yeah, not biased at all, but Caps are we're huge Caps fans.
Yeah.
And I'm not going. Anyone freaking out on Twitter that I said I was going to the Caps game earlier, and then I tweeted out that I might have COVID. I'm not going to the game. Relax.
Yeah,
I don't want to get canceled.
Krabs is responsible. He's gonna his flu game.
Cancel culture.
Flu game on stream today. Not flu game on the ice tonight.
Yeah, I will not be in the house. I'm trying to sell my tickets as we speak. So everyone relax. It'll be okay.
So speaking of a team that we love to bitch about, let's go ahead and hop in to category number 1.
Field streakers.
Fire up in here, it's burning hot. We on fire. As cold as ice.
So category number 1 is field streakers. Taking a look at a team that is on a long winning or losing streak. And we are talking today about the Houston Astros on a 10-game winning streak, starting off a series today against the Washington Nationals in D.C. Nats sitting at plus 135, plus 140-ish, depending on the book in this game. I actually think that the poll, which is up, by the way, go vote on the poll, and the number that I put up on the widget are slightly misaligned with each other. But again, plus 135, plus 140-ish for the Nats, minus 155, minus 160-ish for the Astros. I think you can even get them down at minus 150. Total, sitting at 8 in this game. Krabs, what are you thinking about our Nats tonight?
I think the Nats win tonight for a couple reasons. And yeah, am I addicted to betting on the Washington Nationals? Sure.
Yeah,
At
the beginning of the season, you were like, nah, this team sucks. Let me fade them. But I think you can't control yourself anymore.
No, it is what it is. If you don't want to take my Nats bets, the crazy thing is you don't have to. No one's holding you at gunpoint. You don't have to take Pick another game that I take.
Wait, but what's that over there? Is that not a gun?
But yeah, if you talk shit about the Nats, then that's a different combo. But a couple reasons why I actually like this game. Number one, it's the first time we're playing Houston since we stuffed them in a locker and won the World Series while they were cheating. So put some respect on our names. One of the greatest, underdog stories of the last decade in all of sports. The Nationals winning the World Series. We own the Astros. We own the Astros. Josiah Gray, number two. This guy is an absolute machine. If you haven't got the chance to watch this kid pitch yet, tune in tonight if you can. He's a stud. He's a stud. He's really starting to form into the guy that we traded Scherzer and Turner for. Him and Ruiz have been great. He's got a sub 3.5 ERA. He's 4-2 on the year. Besides last game when we took his strikeout prop, he's been a strikeout machine. I really do like the Nats today. The line is a little short for the 21-11 Houston Astros, who are on absolute fire, playing the Washington Nationals, who are 11-22 and stink. The line's a little short, and I think for good reason. I think the Nats are actually getting some respect today with JoJo on the mound. I think they can go out there and get it done. I like the under in this one. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I could see, 3-2, 3-1, one of those type games. Not a lot of runs in DC. Baseballs have not been flying in DC this year, that's for sure. Juan Soto hit a ball so hard yesterday, I got scared watching it, and it hit off the wall. He did end up hitting a home run after that because he's an absolute beast and the best hitter in baseball, and will go down as one of the best players to ever play. But the baseballs just aren't flying. I don't know what it is. I think Rob Manfred has something to do with it because he's a scum. But Josiah Gray goes out there and shoves today, puts an end to this Astros streak. We own them. If there's any, I was telling Trent about this the other day. It's hard to find emotional bets and emotional edges in baseball compared to, college basketball or some of these other sports. Here's one. The Nats are coming into a place where they might have had success winning a couple World Series games, but, in their minds, they're our little brother. We beat them in a World Series that we had no business winning. And that's got to be in some of the back of their heads because some of those cheating scumbags are still on that team. So I'm all over the Nats today. I'll be on them again. Tail, at your own demise. I'm not forcing anyone to take it, but I will be on them. Plus 135, and they go out there and they win. And I like the under.
Yeah. So go off, Krabs, about the Stros. I love it.
Cheaters.
At least one.
Cheaters.
Upset
I mean, the
Astros
Nats
fan
don't
in the
even
chat.
use half the Nats pitchers don't even use the freaking the catcher device thing. I forget the name of it.
That's stupid. Though, why would you not use that?
Okay, yeah, that is stupid. But I'm telling you right now, the Nats are as clean cut, well run as they come. They're built from nothing. They're historically a terrible franchise, and they beat the Astros while they were cheating, wearing wires, banging on trash cans. How do you go home and look your wife in the eyes after you get paid to go out there and cheat and put on the facade that you're going out there winning clean, telling everyone you do that? How do you do that, Jose Altuve? How do you do that, Carlos Correa? You're scum. You're the scum on the bottom of my shoe. The Nats own you, and they're going to win this series against you. I think the Nats win the series at plus money. I'm going to look up those odds right now.
Can you even bet teams to win a 3-game series in the MLB?
Sure.
Is that a thing?
I'm going to look it up right now.
I've never seen that before. Interesting. All right. Also, everybody in chat, let's be friendly to each other. We can shit talk teams. We can shit talk players. We're not gonna shit talk each other. Okay.
You can shit talk me.
You can shit talk Krabs within reason, but we're not gonna be mean to each other in chat. This is
MLB series prices. Are you ready?
Positive
What would you put?
Vibes only.
Yeah, I'm with you. But you guys can shit talk me. I can take it. You want it? I want you to guess what you think the series price is.
I mean, somebody just spoiled it in chat, and I read it.
Oh my god, dude! At plus 185 for the Nats is what I'm saying. That's juiced. That's value.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I know. Well, you're a big numbers guy. I'm speaking emotionally with my brain.
Emotionally with your brain.
Value. Oh man. Bro, I'm sick as a dog. I get a break.
Yeah, you get a break. You're taking out all of your anger about not being able to go to the game tonight, just on baseball as a whole, on the Stros.
I mean, it's been a tough start to the MLB season for me. There's no doubt about it. I'm still trying to figure it out. Number one, number two, I feel like shit. Number three, I have these really cool Caps tickets and I can't go tonight, so I'm a little blown. I'm a little blown. And I don't got time for the Astros right now. Straight up,
No,
I don't got time for them.
you know who does have time for the Astros is chat.
Sure, I'm
Not
sure
so
they love them.
surprisingly.
I'm sure they love them.
Poll results are in. Also, poll turnout needs to be a little higher, guys. Come on. Only 14 votes on this one. 13 votes on the Stros. Just one on the Nats. As far as totals go, 10 votes on the over, 4 on the under. So it is going to be an Astros money line at minus 155 for the chat. So what do I like here? So I think that these money lines are priced exactly where they should be. The model has the Stros winning this game 61% of the time, and if you're looking at a minus 155, that's basically exactly 61% break even.
Okay.
So I don't have any thoughts on the money line. I mean, I would lean the Astros in a coin flip. I'm a Nats fan. I don't really want to bet against Josiah Gray here. I'm going to take the over in this game. I don't like saying that because it does feel a bit like an under game with Valdez on the mound, who's not a bad pitcher by any stretch, and Josiah Gray. Why do you call him Frambler? Because
Is that his name?
No, his name is Framber. There's no L.
Frambler, whatever.
I mean, I thought you were making a joke like he's an L pitcher. Someone throw an L into his name.
No, he's a cheater. I know that. I don't even think he's on the team, but I don't care.
No, he was on the team actually.
Or he cheater. I'm just gonna call him Cheater Valdez then.
Yeah. This has the look of a game where there's going to be a couple runs. I think, like you were saying, it is going to be an emotional game. I could see 2-3 runs against each starter, a couple runs from the Pens, and we're at 8. Model has it at 8.6. It's the only thing that the model really likes here. So I'm gonna take that over.
Yeah, I like the under, but we'll see. Besides one game I went to actually earlier this week, I have yet to see offense in DC. And I think the only reason I saw offense in DC that day was because Tyler Megill and Aaron Sanchez pitched, and they were atrocious. But I have yet to see the ball. I've yet to see the ball fly in DC. I haven't seen any second deckers from Soto. I haven't seen any Josh Bell nuke pieces. Something's up. The balls in DC aren't right. That's a fact. The balls in DC are not the balls that were in that White Sox game last night. That's just a fact. If you watch baseball, you know. There's just no way. I saw a ball that Yadiel Hernandez hit about 2 weeks ago. I was like 3 rows back. It was the loudest ball I have ever heard in my entire life. It genuinely scared me. I felt like I was in a NASCAR race without headphones. It scared the living daylights out of me. He pimped it. I thought it was a grand slam. Everyone did. It was like 10 feet short of the fence. It wasn't even in the warning track.
I mean, it's also Yadiel Hernandez.
Dude, they did your little stat stuff. You honestly would have loved it. They did all the metrics and the launch angle and the speed off the bat and stuff like that. They did all those numbers. And that was a home run in like 99% of games last year, some crazy stuff like that. I'm botching what the stat was, but it was absurd.
Yeah, no, it's they've brought the humidor into every park. It was in 10 parks last year. It's in all 30 parks this year, and it's definitely having some sort of impact on the game.
Also confirmed, changed the baseballs before the season to make less home runs, less strikeouts, more balls in play. That was their goal. And I mean, the less home runs is 100% happening. They want more balls in play. They want more action.
Do you have the Twitch chat up?
I don't. No.
Ben just made the funniest comment. He said, "Drag is higher this year," and I'm not talking about Krabs nightlife.
Oh, Ben.
That's funny.
Hey, why aren't you up here, bro? Like, what could he possibly be doing right now? It's a Friday. I know he's not doing it at work.
This streams are a lot easier with 2 people. The conversation's a lot better with 2 than with 3.
Okay. Well, I want Ben's pick on the Rockies game so I can fade it.
Yeah, we are talking about the Rockies actually right now. So
Word.
let's go. Yeah, let's go ahead and hop in to category number 2.
Batting practice.
As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run. And so that'll make it a 4-0 ball game. I don't know if I'm going to be putting on this headset again.
So category number 2 is batting practice. Taking a look at a game with a very high total, and luckily we have some Coors Field action today with the Kansas City Royals in town taking on the Rockies. Rockies currently sitting at -140, Royals at +120. Total sitting at 10.5. We've got everybody's favorite pitcher, not really, in Zach Greinke on the mound for the Royals. I really don't understand Greinke's numbers this year. They literally don't make any sense.
He's been one of the luckiest pitchers in baseball, right?
Yeah, but like, is it luck? I mean, kind of, yeah, but also, is he just really good at inducing ground balls? I mean, it's Zach Greinke. If I was gonna pick anybody to like have a late career change into this style of pitching and have some success with it, Zach Greinke would be pretty high up on that list.
For sure, he's a smart dude. Smart dude.
But yeah, there's nobody has success long term giving up more than a hit per inning, 10 Ks in 33 innings. So it's interesting. It's a Coors Field game. We're gonna see balls in play off of Greinke. There's no doubt about it. It's his game plan to allow balls in play right now.
Yeah, he pitches the contact.
And in course, that is a potentially iffy game plan. On the mound for the Rockies, we've got Kyle Freeland. Had a bit of a rough start to the year. Gave up 5 runs in each of his first 2 starts. Has only given up 4 in 4 starts since then.
He's a beast.
Yeah, he's definitely heating up. He's a beast. I think he was a little bit nervous after signing his big contract.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when he signed the contract is when he started to turn. Well,
I think he signed the contract like after the first game. Ben would know for sure.
Yeah. But I think he might have been nervous. I mean, I don't know, but I feel like once he got paid, I think he started to settle in. Maybe it took him a game or 2 after that. You're probably right. But I mean, that would make a lot of sense, right? He got paid and he kind of just relax and go out there and throw a baseball.
Yeah.
I've never understood. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead.
I said I've never understood why Colorado would ever pay a pitcher.
And because Freeland's a guy who's had success in Colorado. There's not a lot of people who can have success here. Also, he's a local. He's from Denver. So he's like a guy who actually wants to be.
Is he a big hometown guy? Like everyone loves him.
Yeah, I think people like Kyle Freeland. Also, fun fact, did you know that Kyle Freeland back in 2018 finished 4th in NL Cy Young voting?
Yeah, he's a stud. He's a stud. I've never understood the Kyle Freeland slander. He's good.
Yeah, no, dude's good.
I love lefties too, man. I'm left-handed, so I always root for guys like that. I think he could have gone to a lot of places and probably put up better numbers. I mean, it's tough to pitch in course. Everyone knows that. It's not rocket science. So respect for him wanting to stay home. And
yeah.
it takes cojones to sign a deal to pitch in Colorado for a couple years. Straight up.
He got paid. I think it's probably the biggest contract they've handed out to a pitcher since Mike Hampton.
Since Ubaldo Jimenez?
I don't think Ubaldo got the bag in Colorado.
No, I'm fucking around.
Oh, no, but seriously, like Mike Hampton,
was there,
one of the worst contracts in the history of baseball. I think the Rockies have been hesitant to give out big deals to a pitcher over the last like 20 years because of that contract.
I think Strasburg is climbing his way up close to that one.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate.
He's got bad nerve damage. There will be no Strasburg slander in this chat. And by me, honestly, I shouldn't have even said that. Respect to Strasburg, he's a stud.
We love Strasburg.
He's got nerve damage. He might never be the same or pitch again. We'll see. Nobody's talking about it either. I'm scared.
Yeah. So Krabs, what are your thoughts in this game?
Yeah. Honestly, I wanted to pick your brain on it a little bit. I initially leaned over because I know it's a Coors Field, but the fact that this line is set at 10.5 with with how, good Greinke's stats look on the surface level and how good his name is, just people knowing Zach Greinke, right? Same with Freeland. Although Freeland's actually pitched well recently. But I mean, it's Kyle Freeland, it's not Max Scherzer, right? And this over-under is set at where pretty much every over-under has been set at Coors Field. I feel like they've all been set around 10. 10 and a half, some at 11, honestly, which is crazy. I like the over here because I think people will be on the under. And initially looking at the card, seeing Greinke versus Freeland, immediately thinking pitcher's duel. And these offenses aren't great, to say the least. I mean, Kansas City can't hit the side of a barn right now. The fact that this total set at 10.5 tells me this game is going to have plenty of runs. You might see 15 runs. We might see Zach Greinke get absolutely shelled, like you were saying. Would not be shocked to see karma catch up to him, and or the regression monster. And I would not be surprised to see Greinke get shelled today. I don't hate the Rockies ML, but on this one, I'm gonna go over.
Yeah, I if I'm picking a total here, it's going to be the over. Model has this game at slightly over 11 runs, so getting the over 10.5 at plus 100, which is where it's sitting at right now. Best price available according to BetStamp.
Wow.
I think that would be my play. The model actually has the Royals winning this game very slightly, and subject to change with changes in the lineup. Let me find this real quick. Yeah, I have the Royals by a little under a tenth of a run. So, not a super strong lean there by any stretch, but it is the Royals. This game really just comes down, I think, to the way that Zach Greinke pitches. Both the total and the side is all in the hand of Zach Greinke. So I think, and I really think it goes one of two ways. It's either going to be that the Rockies generate base runners but don't hit balls out of the park, and the Royals defense plays well enough to limit the damage. If Greinke can go 5 innings, give up 2 runs, I think that's a dub for the Royals. I think that they're gonna win the game, and it's gonna go under. If that's the case, I also think that we could see just whatever Greinke's doing to induce ground balls, just the ball sinks a little bit less in the thin air and Coors, and you see a lot of hard hit line drives as opposed to ground balls. And if that's the case, the Royals are absolutely fucked, and this game is going to soar over. So, is this going to be a Greinke performance like we've seen from Greinke over the course of the season, where he can allow the contact and just escape, or is it going to be like an Anthony Senzatella or Antonio Senzatella type performance? Another pitcher that the Rockies have, who pitches to a ton of contact, doesn't strike people out, and has been getting absolutely destroyed.
Dude, I don't understand what the game plan is with that guy.
I mean, it's worked before this year. And there's got to be something wrong with him, because has he been
at the back end of your guys' rotation the last couple of years?
Yeah, he has. He's been, I would say, one of the better pitchers the Rockies have had, just at least in terms of not getting destroyed in Coors.
I mean, the guy can't strike out. He couldn't strike out me.
Yeah.
You can't pitch like that in 2022.
No, you can't. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bank on the balls that we see in play off of Greinke being a little bit more of the hard hit variety. I'm not going to pick against the model and take the Royals here because Greinke sketches me out. So I'm going to take the over also.
Sure. Give me Chad unders. Feed me.
Somebody said we need to see a Krabs at bat. Krabs has posted videos of him hitting dingers at softball on Twitter.
Yeah, that's like, I think it might be my calling, honestly, is men's league softball, which is kind of sad. So
everybody has their calling somewhere, right? I mean, what are you gonna do? You're gonna be like 30 years old playing fast pitch, like baseball. Sounds like a recipe to get hurt.
I've thought about doing it. Some dude actually came up to me after one of our games and was telling me about how he had some spots on his team, and I was like, yeah, maybe. But he's like, yeah, it's on the weekends, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. I have beers to drink and games to bet on, so
yeah,
maybe down the line. But right now, I'm cool with my once a week men's league softball, where I go out there swinging like Barry Bonds.
Yeah, so if you're interested in seeing the Krabs swing, go check out his Twitter.
It's on there somewhere.
All right. So let's take a look at the poll results. So much higher turnout on this one. Thank you guys for that. We have 18 votes on the Rockies, 5 votes on the Royals. As far as totals go, very close. 10 on the over, 13 on the under. But it is going to be a Rockies money line at minus 140 for the chat. Fading Zach Greinke, putting the trust in Kyle Freeland. I'm a little bit surprised to see chat on the under and not on the over. It is a bit of a high number, and just looking at the pitchers' ERAs, I mean, it looks like an under spot, but there's so much room for balls to be in play and shit to just fall into the field.
So we just saw exactly what I was talking about and exactly how this is going to go, where people are going to bet the unders in this game because they see Bagman, Kyle Freeland, and they see Zach Greinke, who for some reason people think is Zach Greinke from 2015, and they're going to automatically see 10.5 and go under. So that's exactly what we want. That's when we take the over. That simple.
Yeah. Also, I like that. You should make that a slogan or something. I've got beers to drink and games to bet on.
Straight up.
Got to trademark that. Put that on a shirt.
That'll be good. My parents will be really proud of that one.
Yeah. We raised you well.
Oh man. But yeah, that's a stone cold fact right there. We do have beers to drink. We do have games to bet on.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about another game that we can possibly bet on if we want to. And that'll be the one that we talk about in category number 3.
Pitching Duel.
Now, key to being a big league pitcher is the 3 R's. Readiness, recuperation, and conditioning.
So category number 3, the pitching duel. It's the opposite of batting practice. We have a game with a low total. This time, total here is 4 runs lower than the Rockies game, and this is the game between the Milwaukee Brewers with Corbin Burnes on the mound, reigning NL Cy Young winner, taking on the Miami Marlins with Pablo Lopez, who's probably right near the top of the NL Cy Young favorites.
Straight up. Yeah.
So Lopez's Marlins are plus 130 at home. Burns' Brewers minus 150 on the road. Total sitting at 6.5. Krabs, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I think Pablo Lopez is a top 5 pitcher in baseball, and I'm not fucking around. I actually got to watch this dude pitch in person the other night, and about 2 weeks ago, and I mean that dude is unbelievable. I was blown away. I was rooting against him, but I was blown away. That dude knows how to pitch. He's locked in right now. He's never been this good. And honestly, I watched a mid-game interview, either the first or second week of the season, and I really like this dude. And I think he's one of the leaders of this team. And they need him to continue to pitch well for them to get out of this little rut, because I think the Fish are better than they've been playing. I was pretty high on them before the season started. And as soon as they fired Derek Jeter, I was like, yeah, I'm in on this team. They made a good decision. So that dude does not know how to run. He couldn't run a McDonald's. Great shortstop, but couldn't run a McDonald's. I like the Fish today as a small dog. Everyone and their mother will be sprinting to open up an account to bet Corbin Burnes, Cy Young winner, and the Brewers. That's not the right side. The odds tell you everything you need to know. Just like I said with the Nats game, small dog here at home. And honestly, this game could end up going, this game could literally be 1-0. I can see this game going 1-0. It's going to be ugly. It's not going to be exciting. But if you're a baseball purist, you're going to love this one. This is a game my dad would love to watch because he was a pitcher in college, and it's going to be an absolute battle up there on the mounds. You might not see a hit for a couple innings in this one. The Brewers bats, I don't care if they've been hot recently. I cannot be, less high on them. They're the Brewers, and the Fish haven't proven me that they're ready to hit yet. Besides Jazz, He probably will play today because they've got a righty on the bump. They literally bench him against lefties. He can't hit against lefties. I like to fish today at home as a small dog. I'll keep it simple. That's what I like. I know the Brewers have lost 4 or 5 actually. Thought they were a little hotter than that, and they actually just lost the series to the Reds. So their confidence has got to be a little wavered. People see that and they rush to bet the Brewers because they think that they're due for a win, and I'm a victim to that too. I do that sometimes as well, but just like we saw with the Dodgers last night, the same thing happened. The Dodgers lost the series, and everyone said, no way the Dodgers lose this first game to the Phillies. The Phillies are bombs. Look how short this line is. I'm gonna open up an account, and I'm going to hammer and use my $1,000 risk-free bet on the Dodgers. No way they lose.
I mean,
what happened? They should have
Phillies
lost by 6.
The Phillies tried to give the Dodgers that game.
Sure, but let's be honest. They should have lost by 6.
Somebody in the Phillies bullpen is one of those guys who ran to open an account
straight up
and bet on the Dodgers.
And his name is Jose Alvarado, and he's been doing this shit all year.
Yeah,
me and Jose Alvarado need to have a heart-to-heart because this dude might be my bookie. Straight up. He might be my bookie. The way he's pitched in the games I bet the Phillies this year. He might be.
Yeah, you never know. I mean,
I do know, but
which one is more likely to be your bookie, Alvarado or Joe Kelly? Or are they in cahoots with each other? Or there's like one reliever on all 30 teams, and they just run.
Joe Kelly might be Jose Alvarado's agent. He might be working under him. I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs. I don't know who's the kingpin. But something's up. Something's going on here with these guys who are good and now they stink. Something's up. Honestly, dude, I hate Jose Alvarado more. I think that was a ridiculous position to put Joe Kelly in last night. That's just terrible coaching. It's terrible. That'd be like well, it's not like putting Pat Mahomes, but I'm trying to compare it to something. It'd be like some dude breaks his arm, comes back, and his first game he's available. You have him pitch the first game of the World Series. Like, what?
Yeah.
How's that going to go? It's not going to go well.
It's not going to
go. That stuff never goes well, and we saw it again last night. Never goes well. You bring a guy back from an injury, maybe you pitch him against the Nats or the Royals in a game that doesn't matter. Ease him into it a little bit. He wasn't ready for that. Goodness gracious.
So I'm just trying to rile you up.
Yeah, it's working. My face is getting really red. Give me the fish. Give me the fish at plus 135 at home. I'll be on it. Add it to my card.
All right.
Add it to my card.
So it is the Marlins. Best price, plus 136 over on WinBet, according to BetStamp. So I've locked that in for you. If I'm picking a side, I actually like the value on the Brewers here.
Oh.
I'm not going to be betting the Brewers. I'm actually going to be taking a total here. But Corbin Burns, he's just as good or better of a pitcher as Lopez, I think. I mean, Lopez's ERA is a little bit better, but Burns' stuff is better. He's a better pitcher. Yeah. He's the reigning Cy Young winner. He's got a sub-2 ERA this year. His Ks have been off the chart. His K prop is at 8.5 today. Like, that tells you how good he is. And I think the Brewers have the edge with the bats too. I mean, they've definitely been a little bit up and down. I think the thing that's been hurting the Brewers over the last week or so is their pitching. They gave up a ton of runs to the Reds in that series. Who were they playing before this game?
They played the Braves.
The Braves. And I think they were getting beat up there too. But Burns hasn't been getting beat up. So model sees the value on the money line on the Brewers. I have them about 63% of the time. So there's a couple percentage points edge there. Not enough for me to actually want to bet it though. I'm going to be taking the under in this game though. Yeah, I like the under at 6.5. Best price available is minus 112 over on Bet Rivers.
Oh,
I'm sure you can find minus 115 is pretty much everywhere.
Try to find it on my book because Bet Rivers looks like it was made by a kindergartner.
Yeah, I have a fun, not really a fun Bet Rivers story, but I have a Bet Rivers story. I'll tell in a second.
Sure.
But yeah, so why do I like the under? Model likes the under, showing about a 60% chance for this to go under 6.5, which is something that I like. Obviously, 2 great pitchers on the mound. I don't think we're going to see a ton of runs. 2 pretty good bullpens as well. As long as Devin Williams doesn't come into the game for the Brewers. Man sold so much of my bread with his implosion against the Reds on that run line. They were up 5-1. He gave up 3. So he didn't even have the chance to cover the run line in extras. He did like the exact thing that you don't want to have happen.
Brutal.
But yeah.
Brutal.
I think.
Hey, Josh Hader's from my hometown, by the way.
Oh, nice.
He's a Maryland guy. If I didn't go to public school, but if I did, I would have went to the same school he went to. He's a little older.
Nice.
Fun fact.
Also, Ben. Wow, Capwise, thank you for gifting 5 subs to yourself. Appreciate that, Ben. What a legend.
I'm sorry, my roommate.
Yeah.
Governor.
No, you're good. Yeah, Ben Bang. Can we get some bangs in chat? Can we make a bang emote? So Bet Rivers. So in when I was in Pittsburgh in grad school, and also that was funny. Fruity got a gifted sub. He's just sitting here lurking. Hi, Fruity.
Caps to score first goal, Fruity.
Yeah,
Let's
Caps to
take
score
it.
first, and then live Panthers money line.
Yeah. Honestly, we should fade that today though, because I feel like it's too hot. Fruity's probably laughing right now, man.
We'll see. Yeah, exposed. Got him. Bet Rivers story.
Sure.
So this is about a physical Bet Rivers location. So in Pittsburgh, when I was in grad school, so the only physical casino in Pittsburgh is Bet Rivers. It's right next to the sports stadiums. So we had like a department event, the stats department, go into the baseball game. So the way that you avoid paying for parking is you park at the casino, and then you walk over to the game. And
then you go to the casino on the way out. That's a great excuse to go to the casino.
Yeah, I mean, or you don't do that because you're with a bunch of people who are not the best to be at a casino with. Okay. So we're walking through, and we just try and walk out of the casino, right? And in order to get into the casino, they ID us to check that we're 21. And there's a bunch of international students that are there, so they don't have like driver's licenses, so they have to walk around with their passports everywhere. And one of them left their passport at home, so they couldn't get into the casino. So we all had to like go back into the parking garage and figure out how to get out without going through the actual casino.
Sure.
It took like half an hour. It was like a little Mission Impossible scene, like a really like shitty rip-off Mission Impossible. Like, how do you get out of the casino without going through the casino? But we eventually figured it out.
Bro, just go into the casino.
No, but
Grow up.
They wouldn't let him in. The entrance was roped off, and they were IDing everybody, and he didn't have his fucking passport. There are so many stories about the international students leaving their passports and like not being able to do fun stuff. It happened all the time.
Rookie mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Rookie mistake.
Yeah. Anyways. Stats guys at the casino sounds like a blast. Yeah. I mean, it also sounds like the recipe for none of these games are good to play. Let's just not do it. It's a waste of money. Also, what's on my hat? So
my gosh.
I'm not going to answer that question.
Yeah, seriously, dude. Grow up. It's game day.
Come on, Tyler. You're better than that.
That's the only hint we'll give you. It's game day.
It is. It's game day. All right. So, are you ready, Krabs? Let's hop into the next game. And we're going to talk about so many of your favorite teams today.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate it. I'm super excited to talk about the Yankees.
Yeah.
Super excited.
Super excited to talk about the Yankees. Yeah, because that's definitely who we're talking about right now. All right, here is category number 4.
David versus Goliath.
Average Joe's versus the Globo Gym Goliath. This sport doesn't build character, it reveals it.
F&A, Cotton, F&A.
So category number 4 is David versus Goliath, looking at one of the big money line favorites of the day. And in this game, we are looking at New York team, not the Yankees. It is the Mets. Max Scherzer and the Mets facing Marco Gonzalez and the Seattle Mariners. Mets sitting at minus 220 on the money line, plus 100 on the minus 1.5 run line, total sitting at 7. Also, real quick, I forgot to talk about the chat poll from the last game, and it's looking like the over is going to be chat's lean. So 9 votes on the over, 6 on the under, 8 votes on the Brewers, 7 on the Marlins. So I'm going to go enter those in on BetStamp and over here. But Krabs, I'm curious what your thoughts are on Scherzer today.
Scherzer is going to go down as the greatest pitcher of our generation. Max Scherzer is the most competitive pitcher I've ever seen, maybe the most competitive athlete I've ever seen. If you want to model your game or anything after anyone, honestly, just as being a human being, it's after Max Scherzer. The dude is the best. He's the best person I've ever witnessed ever. He's the most competitive. He's a great dude, and he's going to lose today to Seattle, in my opinion. But that's not the bet that I like in this game. I actually like the over in this game. I think that's the right play here. Do I love Gonzalez on the bump? Definitely not. I think the Mets could go out there and hit the over themselves against Gonzalez. And Scherzer has been known to give up a solo bomber too. So would not be shocked to see him go out there and do that to a Seattle offense that is supposed to be good. I haven't seen anything from him yet, but the guys are there. They're there. Frazier, France, Crawford, Suarez could get into one. I can see him taking a solo bomb out. Winker needs to wake up. Rodriguez needs to get going as a rook. Kalinick can't hit the side of a barn. That dude's about to get sent back down to the minors. The Seattle lineup is supposed to be able to hit. I haven't seen it yet, but it's in there. And I like, you can actually find over 7.5 at plus money on some books. I don't hate that one bit.
Yeah, I
don't hate that one bit.
You take that if you want.
Sure.
I can
That's my card.
BetStamp. All right.
Sure.
So it's going to be
Add
an
it to
over,
my card.
Yeah, over 7.5 plus 112.
Yep.
Over on Circa. You can probably get the got a plus 110 pretty consistently across the board. Also, yeah, poll went up a little bit late. Be sure to go vote. So it's going to be an over 7.5 plus 110 for Krabs. So what I'm going to take here, I like the Mets. I like the Mets run line. I'm not gonna take the juice at the minus 220, but I think at plus 100 on this run line, I like it. Also, Krabs, is that you in the chat?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. Is that you typing in Twitch chat?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I want to make sure that wasn't like a knockoff Walmart Krabs.
I'm surprised we haven't seen more of those, to be honest. But no, I pulled it up.
All right.
I pulled it up. I wanted to see what chat was talking
also,
shit about.
That's your first comment that you've ever made in the stream.
Sure. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll hold
welcome.
the speech
Welcome.
to the end.
Thanks for checking us out.
Sure. Happy to be here.
Yeah. All right. So the model likes this play a lot, and that's why I'm taking it. I mean, it's Scherzer on the bump. This I was about to call them the Kraken because Fruity said Kraken money line. The Mariners have been ice cold, and they're due for a get right spot at some point, but I don't think against Scherzer is the right time.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate that. Scherzer's the goat.
Yeah, he is. He's an excellent pitcher, and I don't think he's had too many at bats against this Mariners team, but the guys he has faced, aside from Adam Frazier, who's 7 for 20 against him, but again, Frazier's not the same player he was. Frazier was an all-star last year with the Pirates, brought in a big haul going to the Pirates, or going to the Padres at the deadline. He's been not so great this year. But aside from him, I mean, Jesse Winker, like you said, he needs to wake up. He's been winking with both eyes at the same time.
He's got one home run this year, right? He's got one bomb.
Mm-hmm. He's 0 for 7 against Eugenio Suarez, 2 for 16 against Max Scherzer. And these are the guys that they're relying on. I mean, like you said, Kalinick can't hit. Rodriguez is really struggling. I mean, Abraham Toro is not going to do anything. Whoever they put out at catcher isn't going to do anything.
Raleigh's hitting .05 or something like that.
Yeah, no,
he's got 3 hits this year.
Yeah, it's a team. I mean, is Scherzer liable to give up a home run? Of course. A lot of pitchers in this mold. Scherzer, Garrett Cole, these guys. Verlander is another one. These big power right-handed arms are prone to giving up more home runs than usual, but they're solo homers, so it's not a huge deal. I could see the Mariners getting into 1 or 2. I mean, their team totals at 2.5. If they finish at 2, they finish at 3. I still like the Mets to cover this run line at plus 100.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't take Mets ML. I'd either take Mets spread or I'd take Mariners ML because those are the two outcomes today. I doubt if the Mets win, it's by 1.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Marco Gonzalez pitches today. Marco Gonzalez is a weird pitcher. He's a guy. I think his reputation in the betting community is not so great. But he's like a guy who's very consistently okay.
Yeah.
Which is a weird kind of pitcher.
I honestly like guys like that because you know what you're getting.
Yeah, he's never terrible and he's never great. So I think he does get undervalued a little bit, especially as a left-handed arm. Home team run line. Yeah, I mean, definitely sketchy, but I think getting this at plus 100 is why I like this. If this was sitting at minus 120, minus 130, I would not be on this, but I think 50-50 at plus 100, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, less than 10% of the bets are coming in on the Mariners, so you've been warned.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't really care less.
I know. That's not your damn model.
Nope.
Honestly smart. Keep the blinders on. But the contrarian play is definitely take the Mariners today. But I don't even have the cojones to take it.
Yeah, the contrarian plays the Mariners, but is the contrarian play always right?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, at whatever they are, like plus 180, you don't need to
They're
be right
juiced
half the time.
You can give it plus 200.
Oh, nice.
Sure.
So poll results.
Everyone's gonna be on the Mets.
No, the Mariners are the side that the
Shut
chat is
up.
on. No, I'm not kidding. So chat has an over lean.
Wow.
So the over is going to be what actually goes up as the audience lean. So 18 votes on the over, 3 on the under. You sold them, or they were already on it. A little hard to tell which is which. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Sidewise, though, the Mariners actually did eke out a win over the Mets. There are 12 votes on the Mariners, 9 votes on the Mets. So it's going to be an over. But again, I'm surprised.
Same. I'll be staying away from the Mariners tonight. That makes it easy.
And so the over 7, I think the best price that you're getting is minus 120.
I want to know what chat's favorite play of the day is. I want everyone to put in their favorite MLB play.
Yeah.
While we're going over these last couple games.
Well, I mean, that's what we're doing, right? That's the walk-off.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
So it is time.
Perfect timing.
Chat. We need to know. We want to know. We need to know. What are your favorite plays today? Type them out in the chat. They can be anything. They can be money lines, run lines, nerfies, yerfies. First 3 innings, first 5 innings, first 7 innings, whatever. Player props, team totals. Give me the line. Give me the team. Give me the number. And give me the price. All right, so I'm going to play the video clip real quick.
The walk-off.
The 1-1 pitch. A swing and a drive to deep right. Away back. Gone.
And let's see what we got. I see somebody say Yankees always. I don't know what the price is. Miami nerfy. I need the price. Orioles money line plus 130. Going in the poll. Reds team total over 3.5 has hit last 9 games. Yeah, the Reds bats are really turning it around. They are not hurting this team anymore.
Reds, the hottest team in baseball.
Yeah,
besides the Yankees and the Astros.
It's like if the Astros weren't on a 10-game winning streak, we could have done a Reds field streakers for the right
I
reason this time.
know.
Also, fun
I
fact:
tweeted out. Go ahead.
field streakers, I think 4-1 on the streak ending when we talk about them. So that bodes well for the Nats tonight.
Fruity, be careful fading the Phillies tonight, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. I honestly don't hate it tonight, but Kyle Gibson is good, so you've been warned.
Kyle Gibson is good.
Yeah, I like him. Yeah, I tweeted out kind of joking, saying the Reds are the hottest team in baseball this morning. Kind of joking, kind of not. I mean, they are hot, but the Yankees fans came out of the absolute woodworks and annihilated me on Twitter. So, if there's any Yankees fans in this chat, I want all the smoke. Josh Naylor style. I want all the smoke. I don't know if you saw that video or not, but I just tweeted that.
Nice. I'll have to go check it out.
Love that video, dude. It's just Josh Naylor going absolutely bonkers after hitting a grand slam.
Yeah, he had
Bonkers.
well, the first player ever to have 8 RBIs after the 8th inning, or like
You gotta
8th inning
peep
or
the
later.
video I just tweeted.
Yeah, I'll go
if
check
you haven't
it out
seen
after
that
this.
reaction, unbelievable. I'll send it to you.
All right. So I took 5 of the plays from the chat and threw them into the poll. There were a lot of good options today. So appreciate all of the input. But be sure to go vote on this poll. Let us know what your favorite play of the day is among these 5. So Krabs, what are you on? What is your favorite play today?
So, full transparency, as always. I'm not on anything yet. It's been a tough start to the morning for your boy. I feel like death. But first of all, the bets will be locked in, no worries, and the time will be put in. But the bet I'm eyeing the most right now is my play of the day. I like the Tigers today, and I hate saying that. It hurts coming out going against my Orioles. I love betting on the Orioles and rooting for them, but I like the Tigers today and Erod to go out there and absolutely deal. Jordan Lyles has been pitching way better than he actually is. And the Orioles have been playing better than I expected, at least recently. I think people will be all over the Orioles today. They're one of those fun, trendy teams. I think it's fair to call them trendy at this point. I mean, they're only 4 games under 500. They've won 4 or 5 games. They just won a series against the Cardinals, who everyone thinks is really good for some reason. The Orioles are officially trendy, and now it's time to fade. On the road against a Tigers team who at home should be able to pull this one out with a significantly better arm on the mound. I'm not going to sit up here and gas up either of these starting lineups, these offenses, because they don't deserve it. But I think the mound disadvantage here tonight is significant. I like to back Erod. The Orioles really do struggle against left-handed pitching. I don't care that all the money's coming in on the Tigers. The line has moved and adjusted, which is a good sign. That means the books are not cool with being overexposed. The lines are moving. So I like the Tigers to get it done. They're 9-23, but they're minus 150 or minus 140 on the ML. I'm cool with laying it. Not taking the spread. There's no way I'm taking the Tigers to win a game by more than 1 run. I'll be happy to get a win out of them by 1. So that's my play. That's my favorite play of the day so far. Really hoping that Javier Baez is playing. I think he's going to. I think he's playing. So should be good to go. And Jordan Lyles, he's going to be a fade piece for the next couple weeks. Just FYI.
Yeah, Lyles, I feel like is overperforming.
I mean, out of nowhere, he was one of the worst pitchers in baseball.
Yeah, I mean, he was with the Rockies, so it's excusable.
He was on the Rockies.
You can be one of the worst pitchers in baseball with the Rockies and then turn it around elsewhere.
He started off great, but then he gave up 6 runs to the Yanks, which, okay, yeah, it's the Yanks. Their offense is good. And he also gave up 4 runs to the Royals. And that's the Royals. That's maybe the worst offense in baseball. So, concerning. I don't see a world where the Orioles win today. I know they're a small dog, and usually I like betting them, but not today.
Yeah. It's kind of gross seeing the Tigers at like minus 150. But
Yeah, they should never really be minus 150, to be honest with you.
At the same time, the model thinks it's a pretty fair price at minus 150.
Okay.
I have them winning about 60% of the time, which is what you need to be at a minus 150.
Okay.
So let me lock that in for you. So for me, I'm taking a slight underdog today.
Let's go.
This feels like a gross pick. Like this feels like a Krabs pick.
Are we flipping spots today? I'm taking a favorite that the model likes, and you're taking a small dog. What do you got? I'm liking that.
Maybe. I don't know if the Tigers at minus 150 feels like a Krabs play, but for the opposite reasons that something is usually a Krabs play.
Hey, there's multiple ways to pick a crab.
It's like it's usually like, why are they only plus 130? They should be plus 180. Someone bet on them at plus 130. And here it's like they should be even money. Why are they minus 150?
Right. It goes both ways.
Yeah, it's like the same but the opposite.
There's multiple ways to pick a crab.
Mm-hmm. That should be another slogan of yours.
I'm on fire today.
There's multiple ways to pick a crab. Multiple ways to catch a crab.
Sure. Actually, there's really only one way. You just throw a fucking cage in the water. And they come in.
Put some crab food in there. You could probably like go snorkeling and pick them up with your hands.
I mean, I bet back in the day, people were probably just grabbing those puppies out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up. If you guys haven't had Chesapeake blue crab, you're missing out. By the way, it's one of the greatest foods out there. Straight up. I'm a cannibal.
So where I'm going today, and again, this feels gross. This feels like a U play. I'm taking the Chicago Cubs.
Sure.
On the road at the Arizona Diamondbacks. So we've got Drew
Smiley.
Yeah, we've got Drew Smiley, lefty, on the mound for the Cubs. He's been okay, not great.
Yeah.
Not terrible this year. He's good for 5 innings of decent ball. And as a lefty, going against this Diamondbacks team that is the 3rd worst team in the league hitting against lefties, I like the spot for Smiley. You've got Zach Davies, on the other hand, on the bump for the D-backs.
Revenge game.
In the Zach Davies revenge game. But I'm kind of fading the revenge narrative here. I'm
with you. I think Zach Davies is not the sharpest mental guy up there on the bump. So I think this is a great spot to fade him.
Yeah, Davies is a guy that, I mean, he's again like in the mold that say Greinke's in this year, or Senzatella. I mean, he's not as bad. He strikes out more guys than that, but he's a guy who really pitches to a lot of contact, pitches to a lot of ground ball contact. And he struggled in Wrigley. So he was with the Cubs last year. Threw up a 6.5 ERA at home. I mean, it's a half a season's worth of sample size. It's 80 innings worth of sample size. So not like the biggest sample size ever, but he's a pitcher who struggled at Wrigley. And I think he had home run problems at Wrigley. He doesn't have home run problems in most parks. Again, he's a big ground ball pitcher, but he gave up a lot of them in Wrigley last year. I think I like Smiley over Davies in this pitching matchup. I like the Cubs bullpen a lot more than the D-backs bullpen. The Cubs, let me go check the numbers real quick.
Check the data.
So just using xFIP as my go-to bullpen metric. Cubs have the best pen in the league this year.
Holy smokes.
At a 317 xFIP. Diamondbacks have the worst pen in the league this year.
Mark Melanson is terrible right now.
Yeah.
Mark Melanson's off.
Oh, yeah, this game is in Wrigley. Yeah, good call, David. I don't know why I thought this game was in Wrigley. Yeah, this game is in Arizona.
Yeah,
ignore everything I just said about the
throw the pick out. Throw the pick out next one.
Yeah, no, don't throw the pick out. That was just
that's ML is his play. Put it in the bet stamp.
Yeah, no,
write it down.
That was unnecessary information. I apologize. Thank you for calling me on that. Yeah.
Go ahead and put that
game is in Arizona, not in Wrigley. But still, I think even despite the fact that this game is not in Wrigley, it doesn't change anything that I think about this one. I like the pitching matchup, both with the starters and with the bullpens for the Cubs. I think the D-backs bats are overperforming a little bit, and I like the Cubs to hit up their old teammate in Davies.
I like that play too. I'll probably be on that as well tonight.
Yeah.
It's an Apple TV Friday night special, so we're seeing runs, just FYI, because I don't know if you've noticed, but pretty much every single Apple TV Friday night game has gone over, just like the YouTube TV games, just FYI.
Interesting.
So,
Yeah, it's the conspiracy theories.
I wouldn't take an under in the Padres Atlanta game. That game's on Apple TV. I wouldn't take the under in the Arizona Chicago game, which is weirdly set at 9. Weirdly set at 9 with two pitchers who have been pretty good this year. I think that's a good way to describe Drew Smiley and Zach Davies. They've been pretty good. And these offenses are not very scary. So I don't know why that over-under is set at 9. I think we're seeing runs tonight in Arizona. I think I just had a brain blast.
A really high total.
I think I just had a brain blast, gentlemen. Am I able to switch my play of the day? Is that legal?
I already locked it in on BetStamp.
Oh, you can't unstamp it?
No, you cannot unstamp.
Okay, bonus pick over in the Cubs game, over 9.
I will say that I do technically have this game going over at 9.04 runs.
Okay. A no sweat over then. Perfect.
Yeah, no sweat. That's going to end at exactly 9. It's going to be a 5-4 Cubs.
I might sneak whale the over in this game. Straight up.
A sneaky whale.
I sneak whale to play.
Is that like an oxymoron, a sneaky whale?
Sneaky whale. I sneak whaled the under in the Reds game yesterday. It had to be done.
Yeah.
Had to be done.
I saw you posted that in your card.
It was in the card, but I sneak whaled it for a little bit more. But I do that on my own now because I don't want to people to think that a play is an absolute lock of the Eon and put the rent on it and then be in trouble. So
I agree
whale.
with that wholeheartedly. I think it's important to be responsible as a handicapper who's giving out picks. It's important to not oversell things.
Krabs only hits plays when he sneak whales them. Fruity, that's actually kind of true. I'm gonna send you the bet slip, Fruity, so you know I'm not new era cap.
Yeah, speaking of sneak whale, Fruity is like the sneak whale king.
He is, and I'm sure he's a sneak whale supporter, and he'll throw that in the chat. I know he's a supporter of the sneak whale. He's got nothing against it.
Yeah, no, Fruity's like the sneak whale, like 2K on a 5-team parlay to win 60K, and not tell anybody about it, and then be like on the sweat stream, like, oh yeah, guess what? I hit this. I'm Bezos now. That's the Fruity MLB.
Yo. Jeff Bezos, if you're listening to this, can you buy the Washington Nationals, please? Thank you. You're listening. I don't know why. First of all, if you're listening to this, I don't know what you're doing. Maybe Amazon is really struggling, but
yeah, I mean, he's just checking out his platform, right? I mean, Twitch is owned by Amazon.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we are.
Hey Bezos, if you're listening, buy the Nats.
Jeffrey, honestly, you want to just like buy me? You want to like throw some? I mean, not and when I say that, I mean like just like throw some money my way with nothing in return.
What did you mean by that?
I don't know. I just want some of his money. That's all I want. I can be bought for the right price. I don't know what that means.
Oh. All right. I'm geeking.
Yeah. Buy me for an hour, Jeff.
Bezos, please don't hop off the stream by that weird comment by my guy Nick. He's harmless. He's harmless. Let's circle back to you buying the Nats. I'm happy to help. Happy to help. You need a GM. You need a GM. I got the hat on, brother. I'm there.
So, sus comments aside, let's take a look and see what chat likes today. And it is the Dodgers. So we have 13 votes on the Dodgers run line, 10 votes on the Yankees run line, the Orioles. The fade of Krabs got 6 votes. The over in the Rangers-Red Sox game got 3, and the Pirates money line got 2. Yeah, chat always loves the Dodgers. That they do.
Everyone loves the Dodgers. That's why I don't bet on them. Straight up.
I think best price for that is actually at minus 105 over on Circa. All right, so the regularly scheduled portion of today's stream is done. Krabs, how are you feeling? if you wanna hop off, you can feel free. If you need to go get some rest,
I've got a couple minutes.
All
I've got a
right.
couple minutes. But I'm curious if chat's got any questions, fire them off now. I'll stay on for like 10.
All right.
I saw someone was pissed we didn't talk about Toronto.
Yeah, I was just gonna
earlier.
bring that one up.
So, I mean, Kevin Gausman's an absolute machine. That dude is talk about a career rejuvenation. Kevin Gausman's a stud. I'll tell you this right now. Don't be surprised if my donkey cock lock of the day is the Rays when I come on Trent's stream. This line is about as sus as they come. I know Rasmussen's actually pretty darn good, but he's no Kevin Gausman. We're getting some serious reverse line movement. 60% of the bets are coming in on Toronto, but the line's moved from minus 140 down to almost. You can get it at minus 118 on some books. Knock knock, who's there? Sketch. That's Sketch. I'll be all over the Rays today. Potential sneak whale. We'll have to see. I have to dig into it a little bit.
Is it a sneak whale if you're betting on a sea creature that's not a whale?
Ooh. It doesn't have anything to do with the whale. It doesn't have to be any sort of whale relation. But this could be a sneak whale. It really could be. Although I'm actually not going to take a sneak whale today because I hit one yesterday. So you really got to keep those in your back pocket for when you really need them. So that was yesterday's Reds under. But the Rays line is sketch. The reverse line movement is sketch. I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, Nick, but I don't think there was any sort of pitching change or any sort of switch. I think Rasmussen was already lined up to pitch. So that tells me that there is reverse line movement and it wasn't just an odd shift. It's the Rays is the play.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything there. Let me see what I have this at. I have the Jays by 0.6. Let me scroll through and see what their actual win probability with the model is at.
Okay.
I have this as a Jays.
Scherzer strikeout prop at 7.5. No, thank you. No, thank you on that one. I think everyone and their mother will be on that play. Reds Pirates. Someone's asking about.
Sketch.
Yeah, talk about sketch. I initially liked my guy Maley, but the line is moving towards Pittsburgh, and there's only about 55% handle on Pittsburgh. I think the play is Pittsburgh, if anything, in this one. To be honest with you, I'm not going anywhere near the Reds.
I think this is a disgusting game.
I mean, yeah, I love it.
Yeah, of course you do. So
I need to bet it.
I was talking with Ben, I think, on the stream the last time about making a new category called the 10-foot pole. Just for a game like this one, right? Like just force giving out a lean on the ugliest game of the slate.
I mean, I feel like that was made for me.
No, I do. I think we need to make the 10-foot pole category and debut it next Friday.
I'm in.
And then you just tell me what game you want.
I'm in. I think that's a great idea. Fruity, I wouldn't take you Darvish today, brother. I don't know why on earth the Braves are this heavily favored. I don't care if it's Max Fried on the bump. It's you Darvish. He's a stud. I don't know why they're this heavily favored. It tells me the Braves win today. If you like the Padres, I'd probably just stay away, my dude.
Yeah,
that game is also sus.
I think part of it is the Yu Darvish home and away split narrative. So, I mean, it's something that's now been going on for the last 2 seasons. And I mean, over the course of his career also, but last 2 seasons being when he's played with the Padres. Last year, 3.38 ERA at home for him, 5.4 or 5.5 ERA on the road. And this year, in a small sample size, but it's the same as last year. 1.37 in 3 starts at home for him this year, or 4 starts? No, 3 starts at home, and then a 7.9 ERA and 3 starts on the road. So same exact thing that we were seeing last year. So you're probably looking overall like a 3 ERA at home, 6 ERA on the road.
Wow. So maybe the line is a little more realistic after that, actually.
Yeah, I think that the minus 155, minus 160 for the Braves is a pretty fair price. I don't know that I'm gonna have.
Maybe I'm just tripping.
Action there.
I mean, I know Max Fried's a stud, so I guess that's also priced in. right? Max Fried is one of the best arms in baseball, in my opinion. But this Braves lineup has been poverty. Poverty.
Yeah.
Acuna's back. Don't get me wrong. Acuna's back. He really hasn't missed a beat, to be honest with you. He's so good. Matt Olson is good, but he's also been kind of mad recently. He was hot to start the year. Austin Riley can't hit the side of a barn. Marcell Ozuna closes his eyes and swings as hard as he can. Ozzy Albies has been a ghost. So this lineup is sound asleep in my opinion. I don't like taking them yet, but that's also why I initially thought this line was so sketch. You know?
Yeah. So something with Austin Riley. So he was struggling, has been struggling all season.
Yep.
I think his arbitration kind of carried into the year a little bit and was just decided a couple days ago. So potentially, if you're of the opinion that getting some sort of bag, whether it's just a long-term contract or whether it's your arbitration is settled and now you can just focus on baseball. If you think the guys perform better after that, like we were talking about with Freeland earlier, Austin Riley is a potential breakout guy coming up. That was just 2 days ago that that his arbitration was finalized. So did the Braves play yesterday?
The Braves. Let me check.
No. So this is his first game since that was finalized.
Okay,
So
word.
something to keep in mind.
Guys, these guys, they're people too. Like they have real human emotions and they're normal human beings. They have lives.
What? No.
They drink
robots.
beers. They drink beers. They might even place a wager every once in a while.
Yeah.
And we don't have to go into that because we don't want to get anyone in trouble. But
Okay,
they're normal people. They're normal people.
Calvin
Normal
Ridley has
people
beers
too.
to drink and bets to place. That's why he's not playing this.
He's
Sunday.
got beers to drink and parlays to place.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. Oh, his tweet is all time. That might go down as the #1 gambling tweet of the year. Where he what did he say? He was like, I sent a $1,500 parlay. I don't got a problem, or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Hysterical.
What a guy.
What a guy.
What a guy. Also, Fruity
Oh.
says he has professional players in his DMs.
Yeah,
asking for
100%,
NHL picks.
dude. 100%. I would never. First of all, if anyone's listening to this, I would never expose any professional athlete who came into my DM and gave me any insight. I would never expose at all. And I would never even go near exposing anyone for that shit because I'm happy to help. But that's a combo for another time. But yeah, no, I know for a fact that professional athletes bet on shit.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
people too. They drink beers, they place bets. Let them live. As long as they're not betting on their own games, I don't care.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
I'm not saying, they should legalize professional athletes betting on sports because I understand why that's a rule. But I personally don't see a problem if a football player wants to bet on a baseball game. I don't.
I completely agree.
I don't. It's a slippery slope, though. I get it. Can't be bet on your own teams.
Yeah. Especially against your own team.
Yeah, like Joe Kelly and Alvarado.
Yeah, Joe
Sons of
Kelly.
guns.
Yeah. He had Yankees alt -6.5. Like fuck.
I mean, Joe
got
Kelly,
him up
dude.
7.
Like,
yeah.
Joe Kelly, bro. If you need someone to talk to, I'm here. Cause
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they are
he's
allowed
not
to
right.
bet on other sports. They just can't bet on their own sport.
Really?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Should be.
Yeah, let's talk about the Giants. A couple people in the chat talking about that. Ben talking about Jordan Hicks looking really good last time out. So this is a kind of interesting game. So we got Jordan Hicks on the mound for the Cardinals, Logan Webb on the mound for the Giants. Both of these guys coming in with basically the same ERA on the year. Hicks is 1-2. I mean, he doesn't go deep enough into games to pick up wins. His only win came in a relief appearance earlier this year.
Dude, what are they doing with him?
I think he's just not stretched out. He had never started a game until this season, and his first 2 appearances were out of the pen.
No, I'm hip as to why they're not pitching him 5 innings, but they're just giving up on the whole Jordan Hicks as a setup man closer guy. Like they're just giving up.
I mean, if he's a good starter, that's a much more valuable player than a good reliever.
Yeah.
Even like an
Was he
average
initially-
starter is a more important, more valuable.
Was he
player.
supposed to be? Was he drafted as a starter? I don't
think
really know his background.
Everybody's drafted. Almost everybody is drafted as a
Pretty
starter.
much. Yeah,
There's like very few players who are drafted, especially highly regarded prospects, like as for sure relief pieces.
that's facts. I like the Cards today. I like Jordan Hicks today. I don't like betting against Logan Webb, I'll tell you that much. But Logan Webb has not pitched as well as Logan Webb should be pitching. Straight up. He's gotten some good run support, but he's given up some runs recently. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's given up a couple runs in each of his starts.
Yeah, Webb's given up 3+ in 4 straight.
Yeah, he's given up runs. And trust me, I'm not sprinting to the MGM ticket window to place a bet on the Cardinals because I think they're also extremely overrated, and I think their offense is not very good. And look at the stats. They have the lowest hard hit rate in baseball the last 2 weeks. So it's not just me speaking out of my ass. It's facts. They have not hit the ball well. But this is a sketchy line. This is a sketchy line. The Giants look like they're back. The Giants are on fire. Everyone's probably starting to say, okay, now it's safe to bet the Giants, right? Now they look like the Giants of last year. They're healthy. They got their guys back. They're playing well. They're winning games. They've won at least 5 games in a row. You're going to see people hopping back on the Giants train. But I think, honestly, these lines tell me take the Cards at home.
Yeah, if you're getting the Cardinals at like plus 110, I'm probably leaning Cardinals here. I also don't hate the idea of an over at 7.5. I'm just banking on Webb giving up 3-4 runs, and then you need 3 or 4 more from the Cardinals and from the bullpens. So I don't hate that either. Also, Hicks has been pretty good for giving up 2. He's given up exactly 2.
He's been better recently, yeah. I think he had a couple tough starts initially, or he was at least wild and walking people.
Yeah, he's given up exactly 2 runs in his last 3 starts, and he's walked exactly 2 guys in his last 4. Also, seeing reports that Clayton Kershaw has been placed on the injured list and is not going today for the Dodgers.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm showing Walker Buehler now on RotoWire.
What?
I don't know if that's true. I mean, I guess this is actually regular rest for Buehler.
I'm seeing it on action too. Mm-hmm. Buehler.
Also, so I want to respond to a comment that Trent Attia's mom made. So there were multiple relievers drafted in the first round this past year. MLB draft is weird. It's not like any other sports draft where you just draft the best player available as early as you can get them. The way that the MLB draft works is that teams, based on the picks that they have, and you can't really trade draft picks in the MLB, but based on the picks that you have a certain amount of money that you're allowed to use to sign your players. And it doesn't have to be like the slot value for your first round pick gets this much, and the slot value for your second round pick gets this much, and then the third round pick has to get this much. You just have the total pool, say $5 million or whatever, to distribute between all of your players as you choose in signing bonuses. So a lot of teams will draft not the best players early on in an effort to give above slot bonus money to other players later on in the draft. And there's also an interesting, the interesting bargaining power that high school players have. Because if you draft a high school player, that player can just choose to not sign with you and go play in college instead. And if you draft a college junior or like a draft eligible college sophomore, that player can also just choose not to sign with you and go back and play another year in college. So a lot of the time when you see relievers drafted early on, they're college seniors who are signing for well below slot. And then what that does is that allows those teams to give a big signing bonus to entice a high schooler later on to not go to college and sign with the team. That kind of thing. So just because you see players drafted highly in the MLB draft, it doesn't make them first round talent prospects per se. It's a very unique thing with the MLB, completely different from NBA, NHL, NFL in that sense.
Yeah, no, Nick hit the nail on the head there, and he actually was drafted in the first round, but declined a couple years ago to produce sports betting content. So You guys,
Yeah,
you guys owe Nick. You owe Nick a thank you for being here on stream and producing content for you guys because he could be in the league right now.
Yeah,
He
I
said
turned
no.
down $7 million
7
from the
You
Yankees.
hear
Yeah. Imagine.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was actually drafted in the first round in all 4 big sports.
Yeah, turned him down to make Twitch streams. Facts.
Yep, this is the life.
This actually is the life.
No,
though, all
this
jokes
is
aside.
actually the life.
I really do like doing it.
I'm very thankful and appreciative that I get to do this every day
All jokes aside.
as my
it's
actual
facts.
job.
Facts. All right, I'm gonna run Nats money line today. They get it done. Joe gets it done on the bump
Yeah.
against the cheaters. Watch it. Be careful. You've been warned. Don't take the Astros, chat. You've been warned.
Yeah. So
Josiah Gray's gonna go shove.
Josiah Gray. So thank you, Krabs, for hopping on the stream. Where can
Sure.
the people find you? Not that there's probably many people here who don't already follow you, but where can the people find
That's
you?
facts. Twitter, Krabs_bets. I'm working on getting my TikTok and Instagram going. That's probably a this weekend thing. It was supposed to be a this week thing, but I've been sick as shit. So, and the Caps play tonight. But that's coming. So stay posted for that. But get me on Twitter, Krabs_bets. I'll have my card posted. I need to really dive into some of these plays because there's a lot. But I love the card today. I think there's a lot of trap bets and a lot of opportunity to make some money. Super stoked. Let's go Caps. Let's hope they get it done tonight. I won't be at the game, so there's a chance they win. That's all I'm going to say. I think there's that might help. It's also Friday the 13th, so
It is.
Be careful out there. Be careful out there if you believe in that type of stuff.
Yeah. So thank you, Krabs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again for hopping
Sure, my
on.
dude.
We'll see you again next Friday, probably with the 10-foot pole category.
Sure.
Just for you, the Crab Special.
Let's do it, my man. Let's do it.
And thank you, everyone in chat, for tuning in. As always, appreciate you very much. Be sure to hop in our Discord if you are not already in there. It's a great spot to discuss all kinds of bets, all kinds of other stuff unrelated to betting. Good luck with the bets today. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow. Catch you then. Take it easy.
More chirps for Krabs.